Well, good evening, lotties, lazzos, and lazos. Welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. And now you're asking, but click, what kind of amazing adventures do you have in store for us today? Let's just say, I have a little ace up my sleeve. Ace memes, that is. Welcome to r/a, which is a beautiful subreddit full of ace memes that I think we can all relate to. Is that accurate? Probably not, but are very funny memes, and I figured we would read them together because Yas Queen Slay. Enjoy. Mwah. Kvite in solidarity with asexual people, I will continue to not get laid. Slay King Quite, hell yes, representing. The most baffling asexual moment, trademark, I have experienced is learning that overly naughty commercials, like when they advertise a soda next to a girl in a bikini, actually do turn people on and aren't just a pointless weird trope.
Say what?
Wait, okay, good-looking stuff sells, right? That's not a lie. You know that goes true for like content creation as well. Aesthetically pleasing stuff sells in general. But I think there's a difference between like being genuinely turned on by a Coca-Cola commercial and like and just being like, yeah, this is an aesthetic, generally attractive beach vibe. Humanity, man. Cracking up at the display of free condoms at the Seattle Aces and Arrows booth at Pride today. I love my people. Free condoms, be safe today, or free water balloons, have fun today. You see, it's so nice when you have items that can be used for multiple purposes. You have just defeated any sort of market, and they say capitalism is bad. I mean, maybe that's not the takeaway.
If Jesus was still here, he would never stand for all this woke LGBT crap.
Jesus was ace.
Drinking Bud Light with rainbows.
There is no shot these people even know what asexuality is, lol. Ooh, is it the same people that are upset when people do the deed before marriage, but then if you reply like, haha, I'm ace, baby, then they get upset by that instead? Is it...
What?
No, I said chili. Netflix and chili.
Oh!
I worked really hard on this. Please put your clothes back on and taste it.
Oh my god, can I be invited to this? I think I would prefer it. You know, there's no weird expectations, right? You can just, like, enjoy the chili.
I mean, you can also hypothetically enjoy the chili naked, I suppose. If the chili is very hot, then maybe it's good to take your clothes off to just ventilate, and you maintain a very, like, neutral body temperature, even if the chili is hot. You know? So I think you can do both. Next meme.
You're against human nature.
That's a mental illness.
It's just a phase.
You just want to feel special.
Oh, you're too young to know. You don't exist.
We can fix you.
You don't belong in the LGBTQ+ community. You're not even oppressed or discriminated.
That is so sad. I have seen this attitude towards a variety of groups in the LGBTQ. The same with like bi people, for example. It's like, oh, you're just gay with extra step, or you're just straight with extra steps. Like, no, cis people are allowed to exist. God. The ironic part with those kind of takes is that I feel the people that have them should have experienced it themselves to the point where they should be able to emphasize the frustration when someone is trying to get too involved in your preferences or relations that they don't really have anything to do with, you know? Any hoodly, next to moomily. Ooh, I'm gonna do that so I look badass.
Not be attracted to anyone utterly.
Still have kinks that turn me on? What is this sorcery?
Ooh. Ooh. But I suppose that adds up, right? Like, it makes sense, like, having something good and apply it to a person you like, and it turns into something good, but maybe, like, you know, there are aspects to things in reality that are more, like, raw, so to say. So anyway,
me? I'm asexual. A classmate to prove it, me. See, I don't need partner to make babies. I just cell divide.
What happens when an asexual gets bricked up? Do they just cry?
I cannot tell if this is dysphoria or repulsion. Lamau. Normal answer. Nah, just let it pass. Cursed answer. I just stacked donuts on it. Ooh, that's classy. I like that. Yes. Frolic. Make her privates part wet, not her eyes. Make his pee-pee hard, not his life. Break her bed, not her heart. Play with her boobs, not her feelings. Get on his pee-pee, not his nerves.
Always salt your pasta while boiling it. I am adding to the conversation. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so sex, right? Very fun. So true. What's your favorite sex? Sex. I am glad we agree.
I have successfully infiltrated Sex Incorporated. They have no idea who I am.
Isn't this a Family Guy episode? So what's your favorite sex? It's a pie, isn't it? Ken doesn't do the deed, he is above that. Ryan Gosling responds to being asked about Ken's hobbies. I mean, to be fair, they're also adults, and they don't actually have genitals. So I suppose canonically, they are romantically interested characters, but they're not naughtily interested characters. You see how beautiful it becomes, It can work in many beautiful ways.
Being corrected by my teacher that the A in LGBTQ A stands for ally. And in fact, I, the queer person, was wrong. Woo! Who would have thunk it? Respect thy teacher and thy elders, even
when they're wrong? She said, if it's not here, it's in Australia. I would rather you call me a slur. To quote another comment I saw, saying the A in LGBTQA+ stands for ally is like saying the B in BLT stands for bread.
That is such a perfect explanation. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that.
Oh yeah, all the flags dancing, we're just vibing in the corner.
Everyone else in their orientations are able to bond and relate to the love and romance aspect. And we're over here like, we don't do that. Jaden animations. Oh yeah, I remember all the weirdos when Jaden came out with that video, It's a couple of years ago now, but I remember the amount of wild comments that were legitimately offended that their animator YouTuber hypothetically wouldn't be intimately into them. That was absolutely wild. Who watches a YouTuber with that predeposition of being potentially offended? That is absolutely wild. I can fix you, really? Can you though? I think Steve, if you were to try to fix them, you would probably just solidify their position, if I put it that way. God.
Romance. 34 ways your girlfriend is micro-cheating and totally getting away with it. 29. Addressing a man by his name unexpectedly, e.g., hey Doug, instead of just hey, which breeds a strangely powerful sense of intimacy.
Gosh darn it, Doug. People can't deal with your name. Oh my god, makes all the women micro-cheat? Are straight people okay? It's a fake article. Whole thing was written as a joke to make fun of micro-cheating. Oh my god, I just know though, if I can find this on Twitter as a thread, I just know that half the comments are gonna be arguing for it and be like, oh my god, micro-cheating and that kind of stuff. What that would even entail, I'm not entirely sure. And then the other half would argue against it and be like, this is ridiculous, but the satire would just create a war zone anyway. That's basically the internet days in a nutshell. It's like sarcastic rage bait, but people still engage with it. I think I've also done that myself unironically. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a solid 5% of stuff that comes up in videos that is just rage bait. Sexo, masculino, feminino, marico, lesbiana, otaku, asexual, Pokemon. It's a tough choice. It's a very, very tough choice. I think I'll go with Pokemon.
What do you mean? There is plenty of asexual representation in the media.
The asexual representation in media.
Thanks. I would rather have none. Yes. The ace representation. Isn't it beautiful? A guy that gets off on shooting prostitutes with a crossbow.
And the Lord of Darkness. I can kind of vibe with that though. Lord of Darkness sounds way more fun and relatable. Being evil is amazing. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But there's different kinds of evil, right? There's Satan kind of evil that be enjoy your flesh and be independent. There's that kind of evil. And then there's the evil that is the other one. That's just sadism. No.
My personal favorites are SpongeBob, Yelena Belova, and Perry the Platypus.
SpongeBob is a vibe. Well, we got Monkey D. Luffy.
That is so good. It's like the ultimate friend vibe. That is the feeling I have of One Piece. It's just the ultimate friend vibe. Everyone comes there. Everyone has some kind of daddy issues or mommy issues or abandonment issues or something. And it's just the ultimate friend circle. It's so good.
Ace aren't queer.
This naughty minority isn't part of this naughty minority group.
It's a group of poor people and let them be too self-responsibilities. Ace doesn't need because no one gives a poo. Ever heard of a guy getting beaten up because he was asexual?
Someone has never heard of correcting our wording, apparently, because yay, that's a thing. Yippee! Really? You've never heard a guy getting pooped on because they don't enjoy, for example, promiscuity to the same extent other boys do? What planet do you live on? It sounds pretty nice. I mean, or just to mention, for example, the amount of I can fix you and all the kind of like legit offended people when Jaden Animation came out with their video, for example. That was absolutely wild. So the fact that no one gives a crap is just demonstrably false. I've had a couple of times in life where I realized I didn't enjoy, for example, promiscuity to the same extent other boys did around me. I remember one time in uni, I was at a party and I was dancing with a couple of ladies. They were very nice. We were just having fun, drinking beer, dancing, like a small little party with the dance floor and stuff. Really good vibes. And then I distinctly remember on the way home that night, I was just munching down a burger or something, a bit drunk, like 1 a.m. or something. And one of my classmates leans over and be like, "Bro, why are you going home alone?" And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" That was beautiful. And it wasn't because I was clueless or anything like that. I'm pretty good with like social stuff, and it's pretty obvious when someone is interested or flirty and that kind of stuff. But it doesn't mean that you're genuinely interested either. You can just acknowledge that, still got it, hell yeah, and then you go eat a burger and sleep. It's pretty nice.
I remember this one time, that was so funny. I had this lady who I had coffee with a couple of times, and then one evening, I think it was like a Wednesday, middle of the week, I was just sitting and playing video games with a few buddies, and she started texting me and be like, "You should come over." And it was like, 1 a.m. on a Wednesday in the middle of Swedish winter, and they live pretty far away. I was like, lol, no. I'm very comfortable in my pajamas playing video games, and I think my friends in the voice chat overheard something, and they're like, "Are you insane? Why aren't you going?" It's like, is this like the norm? What the f***? I suppose that everything comes kind of like a spectrum. I think one thing I've heard a lot of people on this kind of spectrum say that you can very much enjoy it with like one specific person or one you know more, but you won't be very interested in just like a random person that comes up to you in the pub, for example. There are other people that are never interested in it, other people that enjoy the feeling but don't necessarily feel the core attraction. It's just like a nice thing to do with someone you care about. So it comes in all kind of shapes and sizes, and that is perfectly okay. Red the Angry Bird. There is definitely nothing like an ace up your sleeve. I had the joke. Woo! Nothing wrong with just not being interested. I get it. Hashtag flags with red.
Love wings. There is no naughty attraction, only angy.
Saving Peach to get late. Saving Peach and others because it's the right thing to do. Oh, wholesome Mario. Heck yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Mario, I think Peach is in another castle, and Bowser said he was gonna destroy her castle. I think Bowser is destroying her castle right now,
Laughs and not attracted to women.
Well, you're in luck, Jimbo, because the male protagonist is hot as hell.
Laughs and not attracted to men either.
You have no power here. Throws garlic bread in your general direction.
You have no power here, Gandalf the Gay.
But apparently they did.
Look, if you're gonna invite someone over to watch a movie, you better pick a movie no one gives a poo about. Once a guy picked National Treasure, and guess what we did? Watch the entire movie because it's flame. Guess what we did not do?
What movie are you picking to avoid doing anything else? Lord of the Rings Trilogy Extended Version. Oh my god, it's so heckin' good. Let me know in the comments what you are picking for your movie night. Heck yeah, god, I love that stuff. I wish the Rings of Power didn't suck ass. r/yes! I am not Ace, but it reminded me of you all. 100% of people who have naughties eventually die. Is that what you want? So that was a lie. Realizations, I guess. absolutely gorgeous. I think one really wholesome takeaway from all this kind of stuff, and it's something we bump into when we review like Insane Parents and that kind of stuff. A lot of people always talk about going through phases and that kind of stuff, but I think the proper term for it is just figuring yourself out. You're allowed to grow or learn things about yourself or try different things and realize what you like, what you don't like. That's sort of very normal for most things in life. You know, I wouldn't say that my employment as an engineer was a phase. It just happened to be what I did before YouTube. You know, that's the like reasonable logic we should apply to most things, you know? So that's absolutely fine. You're allowed to figure yourself out and change what you call yourself as you figure yourself out and figure out what describes you more accurately. And that is perfectly fine. If you don't have naughties for 1 year, then your virginity resets. If you don't have naughties for 22 years, then you're me. Yes, they do stack. I have 22 virginities currently. Ooh, do they like give stat increases too? I like to think they give stat increases.
My name is Dylan Williams. Due to the insane amount of sexual harassment from MILFs, I had no choice but to quit my job as a pool.
Hire someone new because I quit.
Now, to finish putting myself through college, I am a pizza delivery.
Nom flashbacks, I swear to God.
Travel I hate about this job, it's these horny chicks at home. They're lonely women who try and me when I deliver them their pizza.
I don't have any cash on me.
No worries. Actually, we just introduced Apple Pay. If you have your credit or debit.
Maybe I could pay you in other ways?
Oh, Jesus.
Suck for pizza, that's a new
These
one.
women really think I'm gonna jeopardize my job, my financial stability to finish college for a quick fucking blowy?
I can't find my wallet. Why don't you come on?
$9.86.
No, why don't you come in and help me find it?
Alright, total's $9.86. This one's on me today.
Oh my God, silly me, here it is. Come back.
That money comes out of my pocket, okay? My college tuition and ultimately my future.
Dad only left me $20 for the
Okay, you ordered $26 worth of food. I can send it back with my manager, maybe take off these wings, but...
one pepperoni.
Ma'am, please!
Pepperoni! My parents are out of town. These aren't my problems. There's always something with these girls. There's always something.
This should cover the pizza. Your tip's inside. Follow
Actually,
me.
ma'am, technically I'm not supposed to be in the home. It's kind of a gray area. There was an issue back at corporate, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, that...
Why don't you give me your tip?
Give you my tip? I don't need this. I don't need
My job
this.
is to deliver the fucking pizza, collect a paycheck, and go home. Never forget, I took an order to this.
People always ask, when is my pizza arriving? But no one ever asks, how is the pizza delivery guy doing? Has this ever actually happened to people? Like, I know this is a trope in, you know, like the adult film industry. It's a bit of a meme at this point. But does this actually happen in reality? Let me know in the comments if you have worked like delivery and stuff consistently and you have experienced this. I am really intrigued to see if this is just a trope or if it's actually real. That's something I've never been able to really pin down. When the people saying, "You aren't ace if you've had naughties," are the same ones telling you, "You can't be sure until you've tried it." I cannot win! Man, people that apply that logic to like anything in life are absolute cowards. Anything you try, you have to be sure that you like. Are you kidding me? I tried like a licorice ice cream. That doesn't mean I enjoy licorice ice cream. Although some licorice ice cream is pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. It depends more on like the brand and how it's made and that kind of stuff. So anyway, what was my point? Oh yeah, sometimes you try things and it turns out you don't like them. It's fine. Exploring life is fine. It's not a gotcha. Hey, can you identify as yes and still engage in naughty activities? Yes, not to worry, I have a permit. I can do what I want. God, I need a permit like this. I need to print this. One really good life hack I've realized is you can print visitation cards, you know, business cards, really cheaply. You can get like a batch of 500 or something. So you can print a bunch of these for pretty cheap and just have them with you wherever you go. And you just hand out the card to people and be like, haha, gotcha. They'll be flabbergasted if you've even prepared cards for it, and then you can just go away. One of the biggest tripping points for people is that naughty attraction is not a prerequisite for having naughties. Like, I have never once looked at a person and thought, I want to do the deed with you. But it's a fun bonding activity and it feels good. I think attraction can just come in so many different shapes and sizes, to be honest. The most important thing is finding someone who's on a similar wavelength to you, so it like works well, it matches, you're looking for similar things, one person doesn't get overly frustrated or pushed into doing things they don't want to do, or if you don't like doing it at all, find someone you vibe with if you're interested in romance, for example. Otherwise, just live with your bestie, as the historians would say. So there are many ways that relations in life can work, and the important part is that you are happy and your potential partner is happy. Explaining split attraction and alternate motivations for naughties get old so fast. I wish I had one of these permits. Well, but you order the business cards. There are 2 types of asexuals. Yeah! And entirely unhinged or entirely too sane. How about both? Depending on the context. How about both? You can be incredibly insane and unhinged with your friends, and then you're just completely structured and a normal business guy. Yes, indeed. Unironically, that's sort of how I've been going through life in general. People usually think I'm the right-leaning person when they meet me. They're like, oh my god, he has a shirt, and he like combs his hair sometimes. Wow. And then all my friends just like, no, he's an absolute nutcase.
I use dude as a gender-neutral term. Everyone is my dude, even women.
So you frick dudes?
I don't frick anyone. I am ace.
Got him. What I want to know is, so what? What's so great about looking at a woman's naked body anyway?
We can write scientific papers about this.
Our sample size will be... Twitter. LGBTQ+ community, A-spec community.
This is great. Just you, me, and this brick wall you built between us. Just fun and happy vibes.
Yeah, I'm part of the FBI. F, funny. B, bisexual. I, introverted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually part of the CIA. C, chaotic. I, introverted. A, asexual. Yippee!
Are these like prerequisites for the resume, so to say, when you apply to work, for example, with the FBI? Do you have to be bisexual to work with the FBI? FBI does have a bit of a bisexual vibe to them, don't they?
Me feeling no attraction towards women. Me also feeling no attraction towards men. Schmuck! I must be bisexual. Why am I on this subreddit? This is beautiful. Heck yeah!
I love the fact that this is a click me. Me too. I also love that. I sure didn't expect to see his face around here. Same. I thought I was on footy.
What is that? Why are we just linking random subreddits? Stick to the topic.
God. Stick to the topic. Anyway. Man, I love when I see this. Then I just realize that this job might be sustainable after all. You know, I say something in a video or make a silly hand gesture, and then people make a meme out of that, and I find the meme and react to it in the video, which in turn makes it to a subreddit with me reacting to it in a funny way, which in turn, you know, it's just an infinite cycle. Nature is beautiful in that way. It's just a big ecosystem.
Pride Month is over! Stop being gay!
Pride Month is when being gay is legal. We're just getting back into the do crimes time of the year, being gay. Ooh, that's nice. 11 month of the year, it's just be gay, do crime. Hell yeah.
My asexual brain, my hyper naughty body.
I remember reading a book. I think it's Homus Deus, if I remember correctly. It might have been an AI book as well, but I think Homus Deus mentioned it too. And it talks about these mini computers you're essentially able to implant into humans to adjust certain electronic signals and that kind of stuff. And it has actually worked in medical fields when someone has, for example, a really severe existential dread or crippling depression, something like that. And you can just switch it off with these kind of computers. Imagine in like 20 years when they're even more advanced and you can literally just adjust how you feel about stuff in general. Wouldn't that be absolutely amazing? That would be a cure for so much stuff. Can you imagine, I want to get in shape and work out, but I'd rather play video games. You know what? I'm just going to switch my little computer thingy, and my brain will automatically think that working out is the most fun thing ever. And then when I'm done with that and when I play video games, I just switch it back. Isn't that absolutely amazing? Oh my god, existence could be so beautiful. Technology, here I come. Demisexual problems. Me explains what demisexual is. Person.
Oh, so you're like normal.
Me. ... Hashtag demisexual.
I'm gonna be honest, love at first sight seems more abnormal than demisexuality.
That person who said it's normal is probably a demi-egg.
Oh my god, it's the same kind of stuff I see all over like the ADHD subreddits and that kind of stuff when someone is like, no honey, you don't have ADHD. This is something everyone goes through, says the parents in a family when freaking everyone has ADHD. Oh god.
I think romance also gets very spiced up in media in general. Like love at first sight seems to be a very over-romanticized thing
and like that you just know that you fit with the person. One thing I have at least realized when I got older in life is that love is pretty multidimensional. When you were young and you had a crush on someone, it's usually just something in your brain or hormones or something that tells you like, oh my god, this person is very aesthetic and cool, but you don't really know why. It's just something in the back of your head telling you that you want to be close to this person or you find them very, very interesting or attractive. As you get older, it becomes very two-dimensional. Like the purely physical part isn't all there is to it. There's also like the trust aspect, the being comfortable with someone, being able to open up to someone, being yourself truly with that person. That combination of things, like the physical stuff and genuinely wanting on some kind of instinctual level to be close to them, but also feeling you can be yourself around them, trust them, and be there for each other, I would say is like the true form of love. It's like a two-dimensional graph, and when you end up somewhere up here, you fucking nailed it.
Machines can never produce true art because they can never be in the mood for naughties. The first step in making any piece of art.
Oh yeah, just wait until AI evolves just a little bit further. Have you seen the dating bots? How long do you think it takes until they become sentient? Fuck. I thought being depressed was the biggest motivation for art. You need one or more of three things to make art. Mental anguish, the in the mood for naughties, trademark, or drugs. Or maybe all of them. Or we just wait until AI genuinely becomes conscious. That's very interesting, you know? Artificial general intelligence, what's the first thing we do? Make them horny. Wouldn't surprise me. Unironically. Please tell me this is relatable. Why are people so obsessed with butts? Later in life, person walking by with a thick butt. Wait, I am Ace. What am I doing? You can admire butt without wanting to do the butt. Yeah, I think there's a difference between like aesthetic attraction as well. Like I see that sometimes, you know, for example, you see someone who takes very good care of their physique, for example, and you're like, damn, that is incredibly aesthetically pleasing. I sort of want to look at this. Doesn't mean that I want to do anything aside from that, but the aesthetic can be very, very intriguing, you know? So there is that. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. We should normalize staring at each other for uncomfortable extended amounts of time without assuming there should... Okay, no, maybe that would be very misinterpreted in time.
By Ace, I like my men how I like my women. Yippee! Would you like to buy a custom video just for you, X?
Of what?
Anything you want, honey. Just for $40, XX.
A cat driving a tractor.
No,
You said anything. God, you can't... You see, this is why AI will end up outcompeting us. I could do this with ChatGPT. Generate cat driving tractor. You see? You ain't got nothing. Person not selling cat tractor art on Snapchat for $40. Okay, with that said, I'll support your local artist. It's easily worth it. Yayit. I don't get to experience attraction. Oh, this is just a mood scale, isn't it? Hell yeah. New survival show idea. Drop 10 asexuals and 10 epileptics in Las Vegas and see who comes out alive. I mean, to be fair, if that doesn't kill you, the heat probably will. I've been in Las Vegas once, and I remember I came out of the airport in like jeans and a leather jacket, and it wasn't like walking into a wall of heat. I think it was 43 degrees in the shade. Oh my god. My poor Swedish Viking blood is not used to being boiled alive in the street, even though saunas are very nice. But that's a different thing, and you expect it. And you usually don't go into sauna with the leather jacket. Asexual pride outfit, shop look. Oh, look at this! Yeah, I could rock that skirt. Hell yeah. Ugh, why am I so ugly?
You're not ugly, dude. You're just not your type.
I also think one important thing to remember is that we are really picky with stuff we do ourselves or how we look. For example, how often are you bothered by your own hair? Like you're having a bad hair day or something like that. Alright? Now think about how many times you've actually noticed someone else having a bad hair day. Probably never. I can remember one time in my life when I noticed a friend having a bad hair day. And that was a really bad hair day. It was like, you know, all like this. They looked like a manga character. And the same thing goes, for example, with pimples or looks in general. One thing, for example, with me is that my chin here is incredibly uneven, but no one ever notices. That's the wild part. For a while I was like, oh my god, I always have to have a stubble so I can hide it, and I realized that no one notices it. And then I got a bit older, and then I just kind of forgot about it and didn't care anymore. So I think we're way too picky with ourselves. This goes, for example, with creative work too. I can very often produce a piece of music or a video or something like that. There's something in there that bothers me, and I'm like, oh my god, everyone's gonna hate this, and no one even notices, because you yourself take all that 99% other stuff for granted, but that 99% is what everyone else is gonna pay attention to, and that's sort of how it works in looks, in creative work, in a lot of things in life. So don't be too hard on yourself. I suppose it's like reverse empathy. See yourself as you would see other people and judge it accordingly, because that is way more fair.
Glad I don't have to deal with any of that weird romance stuff. Being asexual sure is convenient. Libido. Kinks. I am asexual. Now begins my mitosis.
This feels like some kind of supervillain arc when you learn to just clone yourself, or some kind of superpower. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yes, indeed. My superpower is now mitosis.
A guy wrote to me on Tinder calling me quite the catch because I like nachos and it's always sunny. So I wrote back saying, well, if you're impressed by that, you should see my boobs. And he unmatched me! I literally have no idea what men want.
Well, people are different and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, dating apps are hell. Next meme.
Okay, so hear me out. A vampire who does the whole obsessed with a human thing, except is 100% platonic, just really wants to be pals. What are you doing in my room?
Jennifer, so do you want to play categories? Vampire, wear this ancient pendant, Jennifer. It will keep you safe.
This is obviously just half of a best friends forever necklace.
Nervous sweating?
I just really want to be pals, but I'm so nervous. Do you want to be friend? Yes?
Oh, that's so wholesome. It's like those old stupid notes you had in school where it's like, do you want to go out with me? In Sweden, it was called Har jag chans på dig? Which is really weird because it just translates to like, do I have chance on you? Which like means nothing in reality. But anyway, can we just have those cards but for like friendship instead? Would that hurt more or less being turned down with? I think maybe that would hurt more because it has more to do with like your personality than anything else. It's like, it's a deeper cut, isn't it? I think I would be more upset if someone said like they really didn't want to be my friend instead of just being like, I don't find you subjectively physically appealing. You know, I think that hurts more.
But how would you entertain me if we hung out?
Probably board games or something.
Is that all? Winky emoji?
Maybe a card game like Uno.
What about after that?
Pizza.
Then what? Winky emoji?
Mario Kart? Is that what they're hinting? I think that's where this is going, right? Things no one has ever said. Oh crap! This is way too much garlic bread. I love the odd ones out, man. Hell yeah. Ace are immune to succubi. Oh, really?
Hey, honey. How was your day? I would love to hear all about it.
Cease! Cease, you succubus! You cannot manipulate me! I have the power to... Yeah, no, so my day was, it was pretty okay. I recorded the meme video, and I hit the gym. That was pretty nice. I'm trying to hit 220 in bench, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty good progress. Maybe I'm up to 210 now, so that's pretty cool. No!
Putting a towel down on the bed to get my husband's reaction.
Oh, so we don't make a mess. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, hell yeah, that is so good. Oh my god, snacky days in bed and just making sure you don't have a mess. You know those sheets and stuff you can buy that are like half plastic, so you know there's no liquid and stuff that damages the bed and stuff? It's perfect for like a bed Saturday picnic. Life hacks, baby. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations.
All the little planets have different variations of gayness.
You see, this is why you study astrophysics. Oh my god, yes. Bringing a guy/girl home from a night... Bringing a traffic cone home from a night out. Ooh, or like a street sign that's really funny. I remember I had a couple of buddies that used to do that sometimes. Some street signs are absolutely amazing. And then I remember distinctly, I think one place changed street names or they just stopped putting up the sign because it kept being stolen. It was something like that. I have a vague recollection of that story. Daily Mail. 1 in 8 men have brought a condom to a funeral just in case. I'm not sure if, like, you know, if I could measure social events in, like, what would get the blood flowing, so to say. I'm not sure if funeral will be it, man. What?
It just occurred to me that asexuals would make great secret agents because the power of seduction doesn't work on us, but we could still utilize the power of seduction against our enemies without getting carried away and it just, yes, asexual secret agents.
Okay, but what if the enemy agent was also ace? Then you would just get 2 aces trying to seduce each other and not getting anywhere.
Oh, that would be super funny to watch though.
I ship it. Ooh, that would be amazing. It's like,
hey there, you super smexy person.
and they're like, oh, you're also super good yourself.
Oh yes, indeed, but you're gooder.
Oh, but what about you? Yes, indeed. And like, no one escalates past this point. They're just super flirtatious and insinuates a bunch of stuff, but no one actually makes the move to actually make the seduction happen. That'd be amazing.
How about you? Are you going out with any boys right now? Nope, I don't really need one right now. Have you ever had a boyfriend? Nope. Gee, girl, how will you know what you want in life if you don't date around? How will you know how relationships work? You know you'll need someone to take care of you. And besides, pretty much everyone is in a relationship now. I'm good.
Aw, that is so sweet. And I think also in general it's good advice to, like, don't rush into things just because it's like the thing to do. Usually, in my experience, that doesn't make anyone happy. You should choose to be with someone because you genuinely want to, and it is reciprocated. That's when people are happy. Trying to desperately squeeze into something that doesn't really fit usually doesn't bode well for anyone.
It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big question. Is media exaggerating naughty attraction, or am I ace?
I mean, it could pretty easily be both. A lot of things in media are very, you know, over-dramatized or very spiced up. You see this with a lot of things in media. Romance is one thing. You see this with, for example, fight scenes. That is one thing in media that is almost always made to look really cool or badass and stuff. But if you've ever tussled with something or had to deal with, like, you know, throwing out a drunk person of a party, it never looks particularly good. Or, you know, if you've ever witnessed a couple of morons going at it, you know, after a party or something, they always end up, like, crawling on the ground, and, you know, the shirt is half pulled up, and it's like, crawling over the ground, and then someone gets a weird scratch in their face, and then someone is angry afterwards, and there's always someone on the side screaming something incoherent. No. Media is usually not an accurate representation of reality.
Fantasizing about naughty stuff. Look at that tasty, beautiful. Actually having naughties. What is this?
That's pretty decent pasta meme. I think there's also the difference between reality and fantasy. And this goes for a lot of things in life. I made the comparison in a video a little while ago that I, for example, really enjoy zombie games. Or right now I'm really enjoying Helldivers. It's amazing to do with friends. Would I pick up the Helldiver job if it was offered to me in reality? Probably not. You would have a life expectancy of about 13 minutes and then you would blow up or get eaten by an acid bug. So, there's a difference between, like, fantasy and reality. Because in fantasy, you can do cool stuff or these kind of things or enjoyable things without the downsides that would come with it. Because usually in reality, most things have a little bit of a catch, you know? So I think that's just true in general, fantasy versus reality, which is why video games are so amazing. You know, that's basically this meme in a nutshell.
You're ace? I bet I could change.
I mean, to be fair, this is basically, people that say this wouldn't be able to change anyone. They would probably just make them more sure about it.
Last night, we were at a family dinner, and I announced, we have news, just to let the table know that 2 of our ducks are now dating.
That is amazing. Oh my god, I want pictures.
Watching my dear mother's face go from grandbaby to grand disappointment so fast. What a rush. I am doing that shite again at Thanksgiving.
Oh, maybe by then they will have ducklings. Oh my god, the best thing ever, yes.
I don't really have any strong opinions on anything.
I expect people to not be on in the queer community.
Murder is sometimes the solution.
r/teenagers. Am I the butthole for being upset that my boyfriend doesn't want to do the deed because Pet Simulator has a new update? Pet Simulator has a new Easter update, and my boyfriend would rather play that than do deeds. He says Naughties doesn't have an Easter update, so it's not as important. Honey, did Naughties actually have an Easter update? You know, does it have the DLC patch? Didn't think so. Please do the Naughties with me. No, I have to play this event. Fesshole. When I was 16 and doing an apprenticeship, my workmates made me go to a brothel. They paid top dollar for the full works. To this day, they do not know that for the full hour, me and Candy just drank coffee and watched Emmerdale Omnibus. That sounds like such a vibe, though. What scares me the most? Dark, clown, sharks, killers, death. Rule 34's existence. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. I remember seeing the little graph of what the most popular thing in Rule 34 is. That's actually not that surprising, but still concerning. You can't have naughties until you're married? Oh, I am Ace. I gave this girl my number, and she keeps sending me pictures of her rock collection. She could be frickin' with me, but I couldn't care less. She's hysterical. This one is the watermelon, lol. The watermelon one looks sick. I know, right? Check this one out. This is just a vibe. This is amazing. It's so cool to talk to people that are genuinely interested in stuff. It is amazing. DM. So what's your barred sexuality? Friend. Oh, they're actually asexual. Entire table. Shocked Pikachu. That's possible. What? Ooh. I want to do a character that's an ace bard with maxed out charisma. Speaking of like the secret agent seducing people but being immune to seduction themselves. Oh, I kind of want to do that. Oh, I tingles. While you were busy being heterosexual, I studied the blade. You see all those stupid distractions from me immortals. Asexuals are confused, bisexuals are confused, pansexuals are confused, homosexuals are confused, heterosexuals are confused. Everyone is confused as to why you think you should have a say about a relationship that doesn't involve you. This ended so nicely. And also how to do taxes. We're confused about how to do taxes too. And also math. Math is very confusing. They have a little bit of an overlap as well, don't they? Let's make the IKEA orca our mascot. Blåvingad. That's the actual name of it. Blåvingad. That's a thing. It means blue-winged. I swear to God, whenever people are talking about blåhaj, they always pronounce it so weird. Blaha. That's not a word. That's not blåhaj. Blåhaj means blue shark. Blåhaj. God, learn Swedish, people. You're an incel. I am asexual. We are not the same. Goes to club, meets girl. Girl, do you have protection? Me? Yeah, I've been wearing them all night. It's like 90 decibels in here. Plot twist. They just shoved condoms into their ears.
I am toot.
You're a trumpet?
That's a horn. So I am fill in the blank.
In a band? r/ask Reddit. What is the most unnecessary thing in adult films? The naughties. It's so annoyingly drawn out. Like, just get back to the plot already.
God, I hate watching adult films with my parents. And all of a sudden there's just a naughty scene that comes on. It's so awkward. Just get back to the plot.
If a trans girl invites you over to play board games, do not go. It's not code word for naughty things. She will literally make you play something called the Knights of East Hollow for 17 hours. Honestly, sounds kind of like a vibe, though.
Let's be friends with benefits. The benefits, you get to be friends with me. Yippee!
Kinks and fetishes, ACCCEEEEE, cutting at the piece of the naughties and taking everything else. Yes, very nice. Munch it all down. Munch all of that down. Be careful of asexuals, y'all. I heard they aren't around. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Things you can say in both math class and in bed. r/sexy sex has been banned from Reddit. Oh my god, defeated the naughties, it doesn't exist anymore, no. How to determine the naughty orientation of a person with a chair. Straight, gay, bi/pan, ace. Longsword, Glock, Blatt, Tesser. I had to do it. That is so gorgeous. This could be like a D&D adventure team. That is so... Yes, especially with the Glock.
No spaghetti for Valigi.
Oh, no, not Valigi for spaghetti. Do not say for rock for Valigi. Do it now.
I want to have a small wedding. No acquaintances, no work friends, no extended family. Also no close friends, no immediate family, no bride, no venue, just me. Alone in a room with a very extravagant cake. That's kind of nice. I picture myself sitting down in the shower naked and eating the cake and just slobbering a lot, because then when you're done and all dirty, you can just wash yourself right away. It's such a convenient life hack. Parents, when can we expect to have some grandchildren? Me.
This is my 15th kitty.
Leftists, you can't not have pronouns. Everyone has pronouns. Also leftists, I am asexual.
Did you accidentally flush your brain down the toilet? I think so. Hey, Smiley. 5'11", 185 pounds toned, 8'5" long, 4'9" thick and cut. What about you? Intel Core 2 Duo 3.5 GHz, 4GB DDR3 RAM, Radeon X 1950 Pro 256-bit with 256MB GDDR3 VRAM, 512GB Seagate HDD, 5400 RPM. Oh yes indeed, we're sharing specs today. Foot fetish Memphis explaining to me why feet are the best. Me knowing meters is superior. Silly Americans, so obsessed with feet. Silly. My brain randomly gives me naughty dream. Shut up, brain! Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you here, you wonderful, beautiful being, and I will see you again in the very near future. Take care and stay amazing. Mwah.